Xiaomi recently released the new Xuanjie chip. It uses TSMC's 3nm process, claims its performance rivals Apple's A18 Pro. Like the A18 Pro, it's also self-developed. Xiaomi has always focused on value for money, so why dare to challenge Apple directly now? Has Xiaomi's R&D capability truly surged, or is it just more of Xiaomi's marketing hype? On May 15th, Xiaomi founder Lei Jun announced its self-developed Xuanjie chip in late May. But the announcement was met with skepticism. Many questioned if Xiaomi was just boasting. The reason for such doubt is that smartphone chips are actually very complex. It's not just the familiar CPU and GPU, but also communication modules for connectivity. All of these are integrated onto a tiny chip. Furthermore, many key intellectual properties, such as CPU and GPU cores and instruction sets, are controlled by ARM. Plus, Qualcomm's patents protect 5G tech. So up to now, only Apple and a few others can develop chips. Compared to them, Xiaomi focuses on value. With less tech know-how, doubts are expected. It's not that Xiaomi has zero experience. They actually tested the waters back in 2017. Their Surge S1 chip had a mediocre reception, but at least it was a start. In 2021, Xiaomi made a comeback, founded Xuanjie Tech, investing 103.5 billion RMB, and built a team of over 2,500 people, spending 4 years on R&D. On May 22, 2025, the Xuanjie chip was finally released on time.
这个双超大核呢，用的是 ARM 最新一代的 X925，跟上一代比呢，增加了36%的性能。这一款芯片集成了小米首款的4G基带，所以我很自豪地告诉大家，我们不仅在 AP 上做了，我们在基带研发上也进展非常快。
But public skepticism about Xiaomi didn't fade. In fact, it grew larger. And what's more interesting is, ARM's site first called Xuanjie a custom chip. People suspected it was just a rebranded ARM chip. Of course, Xiaomi quickly clarified that, though they used ARM-licensed cores, they redesigned the CPU layout for optimization. For instance, they moved power components to the sides, packing computing units tighter, shortening the transmission distance. This boosted the CPU's max frequency to 3.9 GHz. ARM later changed custom to self-developed, vindicating Xiaomi to some extent. Although Xuanjie isn't just a rebranded chip, but when compared to Apple, Xiaomi has a long way to go for truly independent R&D. Even Xiaomi founder Lei Jun himself admitted Xiaomi is about 5 to 10 years behind Apple. So where exactly does this gap lie? Apple's motivation for self-developing chips came from Jobs' push for deep hardware-software unity. A key step was in 2008 when they acquired a chip design firm, TSMC. By the 2010 A4 chip used in the iPhone 4, though the CPU and GPU still used ARM's licensed cores, Apple began integrating and optimizing on top of it, things like memory control, power management, etc. A real breakthrough was the 2012 A6 chip. It had Apple's first fully self-designed CPU core, called Swift. Though it still had to follow ARM's instruction set standard, it showed Apple could design a CPU core from scratch, not just modify ARM's public designs. As for communication chips, Apple always wanted to end its reliance on Qualcomm. After buying Intel's modem business in 2019, they went all in on R&D. Starting in 2025, their self-developed 5G chip C1 is already in the iPhone 16e. It's expected to fully replace Qualcomm soon. The gap between Xiaomi and Apple is now clear. Xuanjie's current progress is similar to Apple's A4. Both are optimized based on ARM's CPU cores. But since the A6, Apple only needs ARM's instruction set standard. For communication chips, Xiaomi self-develops 4G, relying on MediaTek for 5G. Apple is close to being fully independent. Besides the technology itself, it's hard to ignore the broader environment for chips. Amid the US-China tech war, every move by Xiaomi will be magnified. It's seen as a model for China's tech autonomy. But unlike Huawei, Xiaomi is not yet on the US Entity List. and Xuanjie is a consumer-grade phone chip, not as sensitive as AI or military chips, so it can get ARM licenses and use TSMC's 3nm process. But the problem is, geopolitics are volatile. How long can this situation last? Can Xiaomi survive the US-China confrontation, and can its self-developed chip catch up to Apple?
Leave a comment and let us know.